it's a lot of fun. I think this is the 7th year that I've gone. They've done it for a few more years than that, but it's a good time every year, so always look forward to it. In all the past years, I've taken a Suzuki Samurai, and honestly, with the number of road miles that I have to drive to get there, it's pretty rough in the Samurai. By the time you pack all your cold weather camping gear in there, it's pretty tight, and Samurai is not a very comfortable road vehicle. I always make do, but this year I don't have my Samurai. It's sitting up on my lift right now with no axles under it, in the middle of an axle swap on it. And so I borrowed my wife's Suzuki Sidekick Sport, and right now I'm like 200 miles on the trip, and I tell you, I should have done this in past years, because this is so much more comfortable. Her Sidekick Sport, it's a 96, and the Sport has a 1.8 liter J18. It's a dual overhead cam, 4-cylinder engine in it, and really it's a high RPM motor. It doesn't really start to make good power until 4,500 RPM, but that's good for the road. If you need some power for passing, you can grab a couple of gears, and it does pretty good. Out on the freeway, I can set the cruise control at 55, 65 miles an hour, and it has no problem doing that. So this particular Sidekick, after I got it, I put Bob Tupper from Creation Fabrication. I put one of his lift kits on here, and it has new A-arms for the front with Fox dual rate coilovers in place of the struts, and then for the rear, it's got new upper and lower control arms and new springs. So I've been running that kit in here, or my wife's been driving it as her daily driver for about 2 years now, and no problems with it. Probably about 50,000 miles on it, and it's really a big ride improvement over the factory suspension. So I haven't done a lot of off-roading with it. A couple of day trips to Browns Camp, a couple of trips out to the sand dunes. So we've got a little bit of off-road miles on it, but not a whole lot. Honestly, it's going to see more this weekend than it has its whole life. So anyway, we just turned off I-5 down here in Eugene. We're on Highway 58, headed over Willamette Pass, and I'm going this route because I need to head down to Klamath Falls to pick up some parts that I purchased. So go ahead and keep the camera on here, and we'll take a couple of shots. Hopefully we'll get to see some good snow as we head up over Willamette Pass. We are headed out of Oak Ridge, headed up the Cascade Mountains toward Willamette Pass. I checked the road conditions before I left, and it said spots of ice, but the temperatures are pretty high, so hopefully by the time we get up at the higher elevations, the roads will be reasonably clear. Some kind of wreck up here. We're on US 97, probably 20 miles north of where I turned on here on Highway 58. Wow. Hope that guy's okay. Looks like the wrecker crews really got their work cut out for them, though. middle of nowhere, hardly ever any traffic, and I'm stuck behind a Buick, maroon color, going 50 miles an hour. That's all right. We'll wait till we get some clear area to pass here and leave this guy at our dust. Off of Highway 31. We're on some gravel roads now, so it'll be another half an hour or so on these roads before we get to camp. This is some nasty, thick, gooey slush here. I gotta be careful about what I'm doing. Make sure I don't get caught in one of these ruts right here and thrown off the road. Well, it's day 2 of the Fall Classic. Friday. Spent the night at camp last night. Didn't get too cold. It was maybe, I don't know, maybe just 30 degrees. Actually quite a bit warmer than normal for this trip. So this morning we're in a bit of a wagon train and we're headed out toward Glass Butte, I believe, east of our camp. So we got about maybe 10 rigs going with us. So. mud. We got a pretty steep, icy, snow-covered hill here, and so we're all taking turns trying to use momentum to get up the top of the hill. All right, I'll give her a try. Success.
The other guy's gonna try to come up behind you, Matt?
I'm not really sure. They were kind of all powwowing down there. David, are you guys going to take another shot at it?
Your pellet's headed up now.
All right, what are we doing here? Broken shock mount. So we're going to be welding up the shock mount under here. I hit a rock pretty hard today and ripped that lower shock mount off the right side. Get to it. Get some.
Light fell as far into the tree.
I'm gonna crawl up under the front here so I can get a better angle on that. Perfect. Well, we spent the second night last night out here at camp, and it rained like crazy last night. Really unpleasant camping weather. Fortunately, I managed to stay dry. I think most of the other guys did too. we're going to take off today and we're going to run up to Fort Rock, Christmas Valley Sand Dunes, and the A6 crash site. It'll be a pretty full day of driving.
Fix that damn thing, or if you put a 250 horsepower motor on it. Oh yeah. Other spot.
Is it all? Is that cache all just ones? Hey, Greg, that was awesome. You were like on that too.
I know.
He was like, "Oh, that's weird the way these rocks are stacked." This will be my first really high wind test on the Hexcopter. We'll see how it handles it. I think the wind's going at probably a good 50 miles an hour up here, so. So guys, what do we got going here?
Just a pound of
You know, a
Tannerite.
little bit of chemistry.
Chemistry?
Yeah. Chemistry
Bi
101.
binary chemistry 101.
That's right.
Get a little bit of glow going on.
And then you could take it, I was going to say you could set it on top, facing him, so it's like a...
Okay, where are you gonna put
Holy shit.
Look at the glowing powder.
Holy crap, that echoed.
Good shot, Gus.
Dude, that was a wonderful shot.
Everything I want, I have. I even think